in the heart of the African savanna, where the sun blazes down and the air shimmers with heat, a zebra stands alone, its striking black and white stripes marred by a gruesome sight. A horrific wound, a gaping hole in its flank, reveals a dark and disturbing reality, an infestation of insects that have turned this majestic creature into a living nightmare. As we zoom in on this unfortunate zebra, we are drawn into a world that is both fascinating and repulsive, a stark reminder of nature's brutal cycle of life and death. The wound, festering and raw, is not merely a result of a careless encounter with a thorny bush. It is a breeding ground for a host of insidious insects, each one playing its part in a macabre dance of survival. The zebra, once a symbol of grace and beauty, now becomes a canvas for nature's most grotesque artists. Flies, maggots, and other parasites swarm around the open wound, their presence a testament to the harsh realities of life in the wild. The flies, attracted by the scent of decay, lay their eggs in the moist tissue, where they hatch into writhing maggots that feast on the zebra's flesh. This gruesome banquet is not just a feast for the insects. It is a slow, agonizing death for the zebra. The maggots, with their insatiable appetite, burrow deeper into the wound, causing excruciating pain and suffering. The zebra's body, once a fortress of strength, is now a battleground, ravaged by the relentless assault of these tiny invaders. As we delve deeper into this dark tale, we uncover the science behind this infestation. The zebra's wound, a perfect breeding ground for these insects, is a result of its own vulnerability. In the wild, injuries are common, and without the luxury of medical care, animals must rely on their natural defenses. However, in this case, the zebra's immune system is overwhelmed, unable to fend off the onslaught of bacteria and parasites. The flies, particularly the notorious blowfly, are drawn to the wound not just for sustenance, but also for the ideal conditions to lay their eggs. The warm, moist environment of the injury provides a perfect incubator for the next generation of parasites, ensuring that the cycle of life continues, albeit at the expense of the zebra's suffering. The infestation does not stop at the maggots. Other insects, such as ticks and lice, join the fray, further weakening the zebra's already compromised state. These blood-sucking parasites latch onto the zebra's skin, draining its vital fluids and leaving it more vulnerable to disease. The zebra, once a proud creature roaming the plains, now stands as a shadow of its former self, a victim of nature's cruel design. The sight is both shocking and thought-provoking, forcing us to confront the harsh realities of life in the wild. But what is in the heart of the African savanna? A haunting sight emerges, a white lion, a creature of ethereal beauty, now marred by a grotesque affliction. This majestic beast, once a symbol of strength and grace, bears a horrific barnacle wound that tells a chilling tale of nature's darker side. As the camera zooms in, the viewer is confronted with the stark contrast of the lion's pristine fur against the jagged, barnacle-encrusted flesh. It's a shocking image, one that evokes both fascination and revulsion, drawing us into a world where beauty and horror coexist. Barnacles, those seemingly innocuous crustaceans, are often associated with the ocean's depths, clinging to ships and rocks. But what happens when they invade the realm of a land-dwelling predator? The white lion's wound is a grotesque testament to this invasion. These tiny creatures, with their hard shells and sticky appendages, latch onto the lion's skin, burrowing in and creating a festering mass. The barnacles feed on the lion's flesh, drawing nutrients from its very being, while simultaneously causing immense pain and suffering. The wound is not just a physical affliction, it is a grotesque reminder of the relentless struggle for survival in the animal kingdom. As we delve deeper into the biology of barnacle infestation, we uncover a disturbing truth. These creatures are not merely parasites, they are opportunists, thriving in the vast, shimmering expanse of the ocean, where sunlight dances on the waves, and life thrives in myriad forms. A dark and unsettling story unfolds beneath the surface. Meet a dolphin, a creature often celebrated for its grace and intelligence, now marred by a horrific affliction. This dolphin, once a symbol of freedom and joy, now bears the grotesque burden of a severe mussel infestation. As we dive deeper into this tale, prepare yourself for a journey that reveals the unsettling realities of nature, where beauty and horror coexist in a delicate balance. Imagine gliding through the water, the gentle currents caressing your skin, when suddenly you encounter a dolphin. But this is no ordinary dolphin. Its sleek body, usually a beacon of vitality, is now a canvas of suffering. The skin is riddled with open wounds, grotesque and raw, where thousands of muscles have taken hold. These bivalve mollusks, typically harmless in their natural habitat, have turned into a nightmarish parasite, clinging to the dolphin's flesh with an unyielding grip. The sight is shocking, a stark reminder of the fragility of life in the ocean's depths. Mussels, those seemingly innocuous shellfish, thrive in environments rich in nutrients, often found in estuaries and coastal waters. However, when they latch onto a host like our dolphin, they become a source of torment. The infestation begins innocently enough, with a few mussels attaching themselves to the dolphin's skin. But as they multiply, they create a horrific scene. Each mussel, encased in its hard shell, burrows deeper into the flesh, feeding on the dolphin's nutrients and causing immense pain. The wounds become infected, festering with bacteria, and the dolphin's once vibrant spirit begins to wane. As we observe this tragic spectacle, we must confront the unsettling truth. In the heart of the African savanna, where the sun blazes down and the air is thick with the scent of earth and life, a chilling tale unfolds. Picture a leopard, a creature of grace and power, prowling through the tall grasses. But this is no ordinary leopard. It bears a horrific wound, a grotesque testament to nature's darker side. The animal's once majestic coat is marred by a gaping hole, a festering hive of bees that have taken up residence in its flesh. The sight is both shocking and captivating, drawing the viewer into a world where beauty and horror coexist in a delicate balance. As we delve deeper into this unsettling scene, we must confront the reality of bee infestation. The leopard, a top predator, has become an unwitting host to a colony of bees, their tiny bodies buzzing with life as they burrow into the soft tissue of its shoulder. This gruesome symbiosis is not merely a freak occurrence. It is a stark reminder of the relentless cycle of life and death that governs the animal kingdom. The bees, driven by instinct, have found a warm, sheltered environment in which to thrive, while the leopard, in its moment of vulnerability, becomes a living hive. The wound itself is a grotesque spectacle. The skin around the hive is inflamed and raw, a vivid red that contrasts sharply with the leopard's golden fur. Pus oozes from the edges, a foul mixture of blood and bee secretions that attracts flies, further complicating the leopard's plight. Each movement sends waves of pain through its body, yet the leopard remains a picture of resilience, its eyes glinting with a fierce determination to survive. This is nature at its most brutal, a reminder that even the mightiest can fall prey to the smallest of creatures. The bees, meanwhile, are not mindless marauders. They are a species driven by survival, their instincts honed over millennia. In their quest for a suitable nesting site, they have unwittingly inflicted suffering on a creature that once ruled the savanna. The hive, a complex structure of hexagonal wax cells, is a marvel of engineering, but here it serves a darker purpose. The bees feed on the leopard's flesh, their larvae growing in the warmth of their host, a grotesque nursery of life born from death. As we observe this macabre relationship, we must consider the implications of such infestations. The leopard, a symbol of strength and beauty, is reduced to a mere vessel for the bee's reproduction. It is a stark reminder of the fragility of life, where the balance of nature can tip in an instant. The leopard's suffering is a reflection of the interconnectedness of all living beings, a web of life that can ensnare even the most formidable of predators. But what of the humans who encroach upon this delicate balance? As we expand our territories, we disrupt the natural order, pushing wildlife into ever smaller corners of the earth. The bees, once a vital part of the ecosystem, are now forced to adapt to the changing landscape, often leading to bizarre and tragic outcomes like the one we witness here. The leopard's wound is not just a story of nature's cruelty. It is a cautionary tale about the consequences of human actions. We are the architects of our own destruction, and in our quest for progress, we often overlook the intricate relationships that sustain life. In the end, as we reflect on this dark narrative, we are left with a sense of irony. The leopard, a creature that embodies the wild spirit of the savanna, is now a host to a swarm of bees, a situation that seems almost comical in its absurdity. It is a reminder that nature has a sense of humor, albeit a dark one. Perhaps the next time we marvel at the beauty of the animal kingdom, we should also consider the hidden horrors that lie beneath the surface. After all, in the grand tapestry of life, every thread is woven with both beauty and darkness, and sometimes the most shocking stories are the ones that remind us of our place within it all.